Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here today. Before we begin our practice, I want to take a moment to share something special that's starting this Friday, August 1st. It's our August Meditation Challenge. It's a 31-day journey where we can come together each day to practice, to reflect, and grow. Whether you're brand new to meditation or deepening an existing practice, every day you'll receive a new guided meditation, some short, some a little longer, but all centered on supporting your inner calm, focus, and connection. You can join live on Zoom each morning or listen to the replays in our private challenge space. It's a beautiful way to stay accountable and inspired. And the community that forms during this month is always deeply supportive and uplifting. So, whether you join every day or just as you're able, this is your invitation to commit or recommit to your well being. So if you haven't signed up yet, there's still time. Just visit peacefulwellnessmeditationchallenge.com or just our studio site, peacefulwellness.studio. And let's take a deep breath together and step into practice, knowing that we are supported and not alone. So today we're doing our Vipassana practice, and I'll start off with a quote that I have. It's from an African proverb. And when the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. It's a great quote, huh? So as we close the month of July, we reflect on the resilience that we've been cultivating, not the loud kind, but the steady kind, right? The kind that grows quietly beneath the surface. And as we know, Vipassana, or insight meditation, as it's also known, invites us to turn toward our inner world with honesty and clarity. And there's really a freedom that comes not from changing what we see, but seeing it truly, right? The clear vision that Vipassana gives us. We let go of the judgment, the subtle clinging, the all of it can be met with presence, right? So today's meditation is about watching the mind with rooted awareness, as it always is, right? And like a tree grounded in the earth, we stay steady as the winds of thoughts pass through us. And we notice it without grasping onto it. And we also allow without aversion. It's really in this practice that we uncover something that's really radiant, right? Not by force, but by simply being present. So when we're not entangled in every thought, we begin to see the light beneath them. And the light is always there, and we'll return to it. And so, also, before we get into our meditation, just a moment here, I wanted to share that starting this Friday, we start our 31-day meditation challenge, meditation every day here at 8:30 on Zoom Central Time, of course, but also the replays are available in our private community space as well, too. So I'll give you more details at the end of the meditation today. So with that said, let's get into our comfortable posture and we'll get started with our meditation. So as you're finding your comfortable position, whether you're sitting or maybe you decide to lie down today, that's okay too. Let your body settle. Gently closing the eyes if that feels safe, or you can simply lower your gaze a few feet in front of you. And continuing to settle in to your posture. And then bring attention to the breath, feeling that gentle rhythm of your inhale and exhale. Let it be easy. Let it be natural. And with each breath, let your awareness sink more fully into this moment. If you like, you can use a soft phrase like, I am here, I am present, I am safe. Now let your attention rest on the breath, perhaps the nose or the chest or the belly, wherever the breath feels most alive for you, most present for you. And let that spot be your anchor. And when your mind begins to wander and you notice it, just gently note thinking or wandering and return back to the breath. No judgment needed. Mind will wander. But we just gently bring it back to our focus. Whether it's at the nose, the chest, the belly. It's important to do this with kindness and no judgment. So that's really the essence of Vipassana, seeing clearly without judgment. Now begin to expand your field of awareness to include physical sensations. And notice what's present. Maybe warmth, tingling, ease, pulsing, tightness. Don't try to change anything. Just observe. And you might silently label these sensations, maybe pressure, itching, cool or tight. And if a story arises around the sensation, just gently note it and come back to the sensation, observing it. Now open the lens of your awareness to include thoughts. Now, thoughts may come as images, or words, fragments, even full stories. And rather than engaging or suppressing, simply notice. Remember, our thoughts are like clouds passing by in the sky. You might label them quietly like thinking or planning, worrying, remembering. Pretty much thinking will help us to do that. We kind of objectify that thought, just it's an object, and we move on. And then we return again and again to the breath, because our breath is the anchor in the present moment. And you observe the thought or the emotion without joining with it. Can I be with this gently? You may ask yourself. Remember, no need to push it away or indulge it. Just know it. That is insight. And with each moment of awareness, something begins to soften. And if you're never sure what to do, you could just come back to the breath. That's our anchor. As you breathe, feel a sense of rootedness and steadiness. Maybe say to yourself, I can be with what is. I am rooted in awareness. I do not need to react. I can simply observe. And now begin to deepen your breath. Feel your body sitting or resting here, aware, grounded, alive. Offer yourself gratitude for practicing today. Then, as you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And thank you, everyone, for practicing with me today, taking this time for you. What did you notice about your breath today as we practiced? Took some time to settle in. That's absolutely normal. Emotions coming up is normal as well. Yes. And what helps us when emotions arise or thoughts arise, that we use that labeling or that noting technique. This is fear or this is anger. And then I come back to the breath. You might have to even just feel where that lives in the body and then go back to the breath. I'm glad you think my voice is soothing. Sometimes when something is on our minds, it's hard to come back to the present. But again and again, I am here. I am present. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. Oh, my voice. That's 45 years of practice. But that doesn't mean I don't have emotions that come up, because they do. That doesn't mean I don't have thoughts come up, because they do. That doesn't mean I don't have sensations in the body come up, because they do. It also doesn't mean that I don't get distracted by sound, because it happens. It's knowing what to do when these things arise, right? When the thought comes up, the emotion, the body sensation, the sound, whatever, is noting it and then coming back to the breath if we're in our meditation, right? And it's doing so without judgment and doing so with kindness towards ourselves. We don't have to berate ourselves that, oh, I got distracted by the garbage can, the garbage collection outside, or, oh, this pain that I have in my hip. Oh, I'm so bad at meditating, or whatever thoughts that we may put up in our mind. Is you're sitting here, you're doing the practice, even if things arise, right? We learn from every practice. Every meditation sit we have is perfect because we can learn something from it, right? Let's see. Let's see. I was feeling the tension and wanted to move. Then you were like, don't fix it, just be with it. And I was like, what is that, a sad face? So yeah, we want to be with what's present. When we can be present with it. Oh, it's an uncomfy face. Okay. Yeah, well, there's discomfort. Certainly. Certainly. But the thing is when we train ourselves by our practice, and certainly daily practice is really helpful to us, uh, it can come out in your everyday life. And some of you know, I had a biopsy last Friday. Yeah, last Friday. And because of my mindfulness practice, I was able to get through the very uncomfortability of the situation. Even at one point, it was a uterine biopsy. And at one point, I was like, uh, I can't remember what she was doing, if she was numbing the cervix or something with a needle. I don't remember exactly what it was. And I said, oh, that's interesting, right? Because it's just interesting. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. And so I just kept with my breath and kept being, with what was occurring, and trying not to make the judgments or allow fear or anything to arise. Certainly there were moments, but then it's like I remembered my practice. I remembered I could come back to what I have been doing for a long time, and also what I teach all of you is that ah, right now it's like this. This is my thought. This is, yeah. When you've gotten injured, cuts, burns, toe stubs, etc., cat scratches, uh, whatever it is. And it's by our daily practice that builds that, right? That accumulative effect. And when we're doing our sitting practice, then we can also learn to be mindful in our everyday life and not judging what is occurring in our everyday life, right? The cuts, the bruises, and, you know, other things, arguments and uh, anything that happens to us, that we can come with a mindful attitude to it. And that's what our mindfulness practices, like Vipassana for one, and the other mindfulness practices that we do. And certainly, this is kind of a segue into that the meditation challenge starting on Friday. I know some of you come every day anyway. Well, before the summer we kind of pared down some of the classes, but starting Friday, every single day, we'll be doing different kinds of meditations. Usually Wednesdays we do Vipassana and Fridays we do loving kindness, but I'll be adding different meditations in there. So if you find one meditation style doesn't work for you or technique, you could try another technique and see what works for you in your practice. And yes, the mindfulness group is on Friday at noon Central as well too. We'll be doing a finger labyrinth. So if not everybody has these, but I have two of them. This is this one, and then I have a larger one. But I'll have a paper one that you can download, or you can use the app that's on the phone, and it's a free group on Fridays. Uh, we're kind of skipping 2 weeks in August, but it's 1 hour. It's a 1 hour group. Um, we're in our summer mindfulness, but then as we get into September, it's going to be called the Peaceful Mind Group. And each week we're going to have something different, like a mindful conversation, just having a chance to learn about each other and share with each other about our practice. We're going to do mindful creativity, just like we did, I guess it was 2 weeks ago that we did paper cranes. We were doing mindful folding, origami of paper cranes. So we'll be doing something on the second week, which is mindful creativity. Then we're going to be doing the third week will be some mindful studies, and we're going to go back to a book that we had started and we never finished it because I don't remember exactly why we changed it, but that's the 10 steps of happiness or something like that. It's by Banta G. And then it's all on our community space. And then the fourth week will be other kinds of mindfulness practices, journaling, maybe that sort of thing. And then the fifth week, just like in August, we have a fifth week, and it just so happens because of the challenge, we're doing a mini retreat from 11 a.m. Central to 1 p.m. Central. And then that's what will happen on the fifth week. So anytime those show up on a Friday, that we'll do something special, special event, or, you know, a mini retreat. So yes, the Sangha, our Sangha community is coming together, whether it's through those or from our daily meditations or other events. I have some evening events as well too. And when we make friends, exactly, making friends and strengthening our practice, that's our community, right? Uh, a lot of times in Buddhist thought, you take refuge in the Buddha, right? The awakened mind. We take refuge in the Dharma, which is the teachings, and then we take refuge in the Sangha, which is our spiritual friends coming together to support one another. So those are some thoughts there as well. But I do thank you for coming today. With that said, I hope you have a happy rest of the day. Remember your practice and keep going. And I'll see you Friday for loving kindness. So thanks again. Namaste, my friends.